Hello, my name is Cindy Guillot, and I am a 4th grade ELA teacher at Mangum Elementary in Richland Parish. My greatest passion as an educator is closing literacy gaps so that every student can succeed. I truly believe that when teachers and students engage in reading and writing, that we can truly change the world together. My students know that I'm their biggest cheerleader and that I will always do whatever it takes to help them grow in their learning. The lesson that you are about to see is from the Louisiana Guidebook 2022, and it is the Lightning Thief unit. This unit is one of my favorites. It engages students in exploring myths and legends and stories to answer the central question, how do myths and other stories help us to make sense of the world? In lesson 1, the students are introduced to the main character in the text, which is Percy and Grover. Students start using the analyzing skills, and they analyze the structure of the story to determine point of view. Then in lesson 2, we start by developing a deeper understanding of Percy Jackson as a character, and students begin to evaluate Percy's motivations for his actions. The lesson you're going to see today is going to be lesson 3 of chapter 3, where students are going to be explaining the relationship between Percy and his mom and Percy and Gabe, which is his mean stepfather. No one likes Gabe. By referring to the details and examples in the text when explaining what the text says explicitly, they're going to be drawing inferences from the text. And so this lesson allows the students to build knowledge of Percy and his character traits. It's very important for doing this. You're going to see some pivotal events as the students start analyzing character development, examining the key details in the text, and strengthening comparative thinking skills. And they're doing all of this to prepare for that end of unit task. The culminating writing task in this unit is an essay that's going to compare and contrast the ideas of a quest across 2 cultures, using excerpts from The Lightning Thief and from Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. Today's lesson is an important step in preparing my students to write thoughtfully, using that evidence-based essay by deepening their understanding of Percy and connecting him to that larger theme. During today's lesson, you're going to see a variety of different activities. You're going to see close reading and discussing of a key excerpt to analyze Percy's thoughts and actions and his emotions. You'll see partner work, and you're going to see where the students are identifying textual evidence and sharing their interpretation. You're going to see where they're using the skill of annotating and close read. You're going to see independent practice and where students respond to analytical questions that require them to cite and explain evidence from the text. Some important information about the students is featured in this lesson are that there's going to be a variety of reading levels. They're grouped strategically based on their reading levels. Within this class, we have 504 students that have scribe modifications. And I have provided them modified handouts, and I will also have helped them with annotating the text, and they're going to be provided a scribe later so that they can work on the writing activity that we'll have in tomorrow's lesson. So I hope you enjoyed this as much as I know you're going to, because my students are awesome. So thank you for joining us today, and I'm excited about what you're going to see. What we're going to have to do first is the first activity you're going to do, and I'm going to go here, is we're going to have to think about what we've already learned about Percy. Okay, everybody get there, and let's go to where it says, this seemed. Right here. Everybody got it? This seemed like a strange request to me, but I promised he could. Is this like a superstition or something? Now you remember that they were on the bus and they got off because the bus broke down, right? And they got off, and what did they see? Yeah, they saw these 3 old ladies. And what did one of them do? She cut the what? Do y'all remember? Now what you're going to do is you're going to turn and talk to your partner, and you're going to make a prediction of what you think is going to happen what? Next.
I feel like Grover might tell him something. like that he doesn't know already. Because deeper down into this, like later, he was saying like he was trying to keep something from Percy. So maybe later, like in chapter 3, he might tell him more stuff that he doesn't know.
I like what you just said. What made you say that he was trying to keep something from her?
Because he was talking.
Because remember, excuse me, I don't want to interrupt you, but remember he's been out sick. So I love that you're taking lead here. Okay? So you're going to let your partner tell you that the brother was acting.
All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to move on to this, and we're going to listen to pages 29 through 37. We're going to listen to it being read to us, but you're not just going to listen, so I need you to be doing something for me. Let's look over at our I can statements, and today we're going to be explaining the relationship between Percy and his mom and Percy and his stepfather Gabe, all right? And how we're going to be doing this is we're going to be referring to the details in the text. And so, as we're going along, it's going to tell you things that they what? Say, things they what? Do, things that other characters are what? Saying about them. And then some things that they're just thinking, okay? That's going to help you to understand the relationship between Percy and his daddy, and his stepdad, and Percy and his mother. And every time we come across any evidence that helps you to understand Percy's relationship with his mother, then you're going to annotate it.
So she spent high school working to save enough money for college with a good creative writing program. Then her uncle got cancer and she had to quit school her senior year to take care of him. After he died, she was left with no money, no family, and no diploma. The only good break she ever got was meeting my dad. I don't have any memories of him.
Do I have to say anything? Do I have to say anything? What did Percy just say about his mother?
She's the best person.
She's the what?
Best person.
She is the best person in the world. Now look at your I can statement over here. Does that explain anything about his relationship with his mother?
Yes.
So I think we might need to put some brackets around that. Do y'all agree? Do we have some things we need to annotate? Yeah, what do we need to annotate over here, Zoe? What's it say? Referring to details in a text by saying what the text says explicitly when drawing inference from the text, trying to explain the relationship between Percy and now who? Gabe. What is some evidence that lets you know how Percy feels about Gabe? And how do you feel about Gabe? Okay? Because I don't like Gabe. Do y'all like Gabe?
No.
What makes you not like Gabe?
Dookie water. He plays poker.
Well, I mean, poker might not be the problem. What is the problem with poker?
You can cigarettes.
Everybody close your eyes. Close your eyes and I want you to think of your mother or your grandmother. Okay? And this guy is in her house and he has got all his friends in there playing poker. The TV's blaring while she just comes in from work. There are chips and beer cans thrown all over the carpet. And he's smoking a cigar. And he says to her son, "So you're home? Where's your mom?" And he said, "Working," he said. "You got any cash?" How would your mom feel? Open your eyes. How would your mom feel? You're going to put page whatever, paragraph, to back up what you're saying. Okay? You should have a lot of evidence about how he feels about his what? Mom. And then you're going to also write under there how he feels about who? His stepdad. And you're going to put the evidence for that also. Everybody got that? So let's get
I like that observation. So in the text, he's always referring back to the text. So look at your objectives. The text says what? Explicitly. Okay? There's going to be some referencing, but you're going to be able to know exactly what the text.
Nev, how do you think Percy feels about his mother?
Is the best person in the world. Because, like, in the text, like, it says it many times.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one is that he felt bad lying
Yeah, that's one that I didn't even notice. I didn't let you know about Percy.
Yeah, he notices a lot of stuff about her.
Yeah, he does.
loves
He
her.
watches her very closely, doesn't he?
Mhm.
And what's that let you know?
That he loves her and feels safe around her.
I agree.
Like he's a little lion cub, and all lion cubs feel safe around their mom.
Fist bump. I'm so proud of you. Way to go.
It says that. It says, then I heard my mom's voice. Percy, she opens the bedroom door and my fears melted. My mother can make me feel good by just walking into the room.
Welcome
Okay.
back. Thank you so much for observing my class today. We had a great time. I know you saw that. The students were engaged, and I'm always so grateful for the opportunity to share the work that we're doing in my class. And I'm excited to reflect on my students' accomplishments and where we're headed. My students accomplished so much today. Today, we focused on Percy's reactions to those key events in Chapter 3. And they analyzed how his emotions and actions reveal more about his character. They were noticing how he feels about Gabe and how he has negative effects for him, but the positive effects for his mother. I saw them noticing figurative language. That was something that they've had a lot of trouble and been struggling with, and today it just came alive for them. They did a great job. I'm so proud of the collaborating during group discussions and how they started to unpack Percy's experiences. And many of them were able to identify that textual evidence to support their ideas better than they've done all year. I saw a lot of growth in their ability to engage with the text and share their thinking, and it's so rewarding to hear them explaining their interpretation so confidently. I also noticed that some of my students were making those meaningful connections to those essential questions, like how do myths and other stories help us make sense of the world. They were seeing how Percy has these strong feelings, and I did see some things that I want to change and help them with. I'm going to start a few of my groupings. I noticed that I need to change because some of the students were not opening up with as much as I want them to. But this lesson was just another step forward towards our end goal of writing an essay that compares and contrasts the idea of a quest across two cultures. And as we move forward, the students are going to continue exploring more about those quests while starting to read more excerpts from Where the Mountain Meets the Moon. I'll help them deepen their understanding of how stories reflect cultural values. We're going to continue building those writing skills and helping them to understand how annotating and thinking, you can't write if you don't understand what you're reading. And so we're building those skills, and I just am so extremely proud of them, and I cannot wait to see the results of what's going to happen. Some of the challenges that we had is the students were struggling a little bit with articulating some of their ideas. I plan to spend extra time modeling how to structure those responses and I'm going to use sentence starters to help them feel more confident. I'm going to pull a few small groups that I noticed in just a couple of them that need a little extra support and help them, to reach the goals that I'm setting for them. I plan to incorporate some more visual aids and some anchor charts that are going to help them. In fact, I'm going to make small anchor charts to put on their desks for them so they can use that. And I'll include additional discussion opportunities so that they can share their ideas before we jump into writing. Overall, I'm very proud of the effort my students put forth in today's lesson, and they're becoming more confident readers and thinkers, and I just love seeing their excitement for this story. Every year it just blows my mind how much they love it, and they're big fans of Percy. Moving forward, my focus is going to be supporting every student as they build the skills they need for that culminating writing task. And once again, I want to thank you for observing my lesson today and for giving me this opportunity to reflect. I welcome any feedback, and I just want to thank you once again for coming along with us on this journey as we explore Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief.
We are Percy Jackson fans.
All right.